Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Craving Shaving. This is not the video I intended to make, but I got a mail call and I'm excited about it, so we're switching things up a little bit. I was sitting there the other day and I can't remember what happened. I saw an Instagram post, I want to say, but that darn Rob put up, I want to say it was an Instagram post saying that he was having a den clearing sale. And I hopped over to see what was there, what he was clearing out. And one of the things that I saw was Mammoth Soaps, Almond Leather. And I had smelled this once before and I knew, oh, that smells so good. And it's so hard to get a hold of that I thought, okay, well, I've got some money sitting, some kind of fun money sitting aside. I haven't bought any too much shaving stuff in a while. Let's get it. And so I pulled the trigger and I got some, and it's so good. I'm so glad that I did. So thank you, Rob, for putting that up for sale. Probably wasn't the easiest thing to get rid of. So that will be the soap that I'm using. I'm going to be using this brush right here. Now this is a brush handle that I made. Just kind of random stuff. Had some problems with it. But I used it to test out. This is a gel tip knot that I was testing out that I got from my knot supplier. And it's pretty awesome. This whole gel tip thing, well, I'm sure I'll talk more about it. I can't remember. I don't think I've done a shave with this on YouTube. Correct me if I'm wrong, I guess. But we're going to lather it up in the old shave bowl. Now, some of you, when I showed that just now, were like, whoa, that's a ton of soap. Yeah, whenever I use a natural hair brush, I tend to just load it up. And since I'm a bowl lather, it's not swirling and swirling in the tub. It's just putting a ton of soap in the bowl. That's probably more than I will need. This stuff lathers up pretty well. You don't need a lot of Mammoth soap to get a big lather, but better to have too much than too little, right? Oh. So, one thing that I love about this soap, I'm not a huge fan of almond extract kind of scent. There's a lot of traditional shaving soaps that I've avoided because of that. Almond extract is for Costco poppy seed muffins, and that's about it in my book. So, this one though, the leather that goes with it, ooh, first of all, it's probably the most authentic leather scent that I've smelled in a soap. I've smelled lots of soaps that purport to be leather scented and they just don't smell, they smell very cologne-y but not leather-like. This one smells very, very leathery, like if you have like a leather, a real leather jacket or a pouch. Like I have a razor pouch thing that's made out of leather. And it smells very much like that, and I love it. Never had that in a soap before. That's mainly why I like it. The almond works with it, but if I could get just a really authentic leather scented soap, like this scent of leather but no almonds, that would be even more ideal for me, but that's okay. Oh, the razor is the RazoRock what is it called? 6C. Woo! Gunmetal. And it's on the 3 plate, so right kind of in the middle. There's 6 plates on that, and it's my my preferred choice for this particular razor. Sometimes I'll use a more aggressive one. I very seldom use the 2 or 1 plate, just because they are very mild. Even for me, they're pretty mild. But every once in a while I'll bust those out if I'm needing a shave and I'm kind of irritated or something like that. from a previous shave. I haven't been doing that though lately. As you can tell by how much stubble I had. And those of you who watch often know how long it takes me to grow out that kind of stubble. I haven't been shaving all that often lately. Other things going on. And that trend might continue. If you watched the channel last year, you'll know that I'm coaching track for my school. Which is a blast. I love doing it. And this year it's going to be even more fun. That's not, I should have switched to that. Can you see that? That's not even taking that off. I wonder if I should switch. Hold on, I'm going to switch to a more aggressive plate and give that another try. Okay, I'm going to just, real quick, slap some more soap on. And try that again. Anyway. That feels like it's doing a better job. Alright, cool. That's why the multiple plate thing's pretty cool. This razor is my recommendation for someone who's in the hobby, not just looking, but like someone who's in the hobby and wants a safety razor. It's definitely my my safety razor of choice for recommendation. Someone who wants a really nice safety razor, but doesn't know what to get. If you're wondering, that's my choice, Rockwell 6C. 6S if you're really serious about it, I guess, but I've never actually used that. That's just more of a quality thing, I imagine. Someone who has tried both maybe weigh in and correct me on that if I'm off base, but I imagine it's mostly anyway a quality thing. Anyway, I was started talking about track. I'm excited about track this year because at least the hope is I'll be stepping down from the boys head coach position. And what that means is I still get to help coach, but I won't have to do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with paperwork and that kind of thing. So I can just focus on coaching, and I'm coaching shot put and discus, the throwing events, again this year, which is good. And you know, stepping in wherever I'm needed, but usually the throwers just kind of go off and do their own thing. I did some high jump and long jump, but not for a really long time now. We're talking when I was in junior high, and that's what I'm coaching is junior high. But when I was in junior high, I did high jump and long jump. Didn't do shot put or discus at all though, so even if it was a while back, I still have more experience with that than I do with the shot put and discus. Alright, let me wet the face, come back for the last pass. Woo! Water everywhere. Alright. I think this needs more water too. while I'm at it. I'm going to lather this up a little bit more. Hope everyone's enjoying their year so far. 2 months in, doing pretty good myself. Had some weird stuff happen. My daughter, we were cleaning our church building. I can laugh at it now. It was not funny at the time. I was very, very angry at the time. We're cleaning our church building, you know, like a volunteer thing at our church where different families will go, and I'm kind of in charge of that. One of the people in charge of that anyway, help coordinate all that. And so I was there. It was my family's week to go and help out with that as well. And it's a really old church building, and they're doing some renovations on it. So they're like putting in some closets and stuff, so we're just kind of cleaning around that. And my family came, including my daughters, and I sent them around, and some of the neighbor kids who showed up too, to go and just like take out garbages out of like the rooms and stuff, right? Because the church building, it has, you know, like a chapel, but it has like some classrooms around the outside. And it's a split level. It's really old and kind of like thrown together. Anyway, the kids are off getting garbages, and it's great. And I start thinking, you know, there's like 6 of these kids running around doing garbages. I bet I could get them to, like, you know, clean some drinking fountains or something like that. I go looking for them, and I hear them, and sorry, hold on just a second. They're in a classroom, and I walk in. They're in the classroom on the 2nd floor, and I walk in. They've just gone in the room, I think. They're getting the trash cans, and they see this. My oldest daughter, she's 8 years old, sees this plywood board on the floor. And, you know, they're helping clean the church, so she goes to pick it up. And then she picks it up. I'm walking in the room right as she goes to pick it up. Sorry. Just as I walk in, she's picking it up, and she doesn't see. I see from my vantage point standing at the door, but she doesn't see. It's basically a trap door. When they're doing construction, they cut a big old hole in the floor of this classroom and put a board over it. Didn't screw it down, didn't anything. And so it just drops down to the next floor. And so my daughter opens it up and falls through. She's like, you know, walking it up because she's 8, she's little. She's like pushing it up, and she takes a step forward, and there's nothing there. She just drops. I'll try to roll in some footage of that if I can find it. I know I didn't get a picture, but my neighbor who was there, he shot a picture of it. I'll see if I can get it from him, and I'll drop it in here. But she just falls down this hole, and I'm sitting there. I'm holding my youngest daughter, who's a baby, and I'm just like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No," and I'm just freaking out. Get her out of the hole. There's a ladder, so I was able to, you know, get her up the ladder, and actually the ladder kind of broke her fall. She fell, and she, at least as she was falling, saw the ladder and was able to kind of like grab onto it. She didn't fall the whole way, but luckily she's fine. She had some bruises and some scrapes, but nothing's broken or anything like that. Sorry, I'm noticing I have some on my neck while I'm telling this story. Yeah, I was not a happy person, and we got in contact with the contractors, and showed up for church the next day. They'd put a table on top of the board, and they'd put a couple screws in it. I'm like, that's all I'm asking. Just put a couple screws in it. Keep people from falling into your potential death trap. And all's well that ends well. You know, she's fine, and they've fixed the problem, and that's all I'm really worried about. But yeah, if something worse would have happened, we'd have had some very strong words with those contractors. That's for sure. So that was really crazy. But all's well that ends well, right? All right. Well, that went really well once I switched out to the 5-plate. My 3-plate betrayed me. It wasn't taking anything off. But it looks like it's done pretty well at this point. Sorry, I'm looking around the camera because the camera's right in the mirror and blocking my way a little bit. But yeah, 5-plate. It's not crazy aggressive. I would say none of them are crazy aggressive on the Rockwell 6C. I've even used a 6-plate, and I'm not like, whoa, that's crazy, that's like insane. But I do like the mid-aggression stuff a lot more. Except for apparently if I have a ton of growth, I should have taken that into consideration when I was using it. Gel tip brush, I didn't talk about this during the shave. I talked about my daughter falling in holes. I get what the hype's about though, because it's really soft, and it doesn't so much anymore, but when I first got it, the tips felt like there was a gel on them. It's crazy. They're just really expensive. I would love to carry them in my store. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They're just really expensive for me to get. They're, cheaper if you can buy them in bulk, but then you have to buy them in bulk, and that's really expensive. So we'll see. Somewhere down the road, I'm sure that I will carry them. I would love to carry them right now. They're awesome. If you can get one somewhere else, I suggest you do it. I know they call them all kinds of different things. That Darn Rob has the Fanturian, which I think is that same idea. And yeah, it is good stuff. Oh, I just realized. Aha! We're going to use Sicily. This was unplanned. I had a different aftershave planned out. This is sweet almond, bergamot, and vanilla, and wood. Creamy woods, it says. I don't know what creamy woods exactly means, but we'll go with it. Oh, I love the smell of this stuff. It smells so good. And I think I may have hit this with a little extra menthol from the chill mill. It was very cold. I don't believe it was that cold when I first got it, but I'm almost out. Look at that. Almost out. And this is one that I probably will get again. My wife really likes it. But it is... I don't get bergamot. I get sweet almond and vanilla and something, yeah, some kind of like, I don't know if, creamy wood, I guess. I don't know. Creamy woods. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But it smells really good. And my wife likes it, so we'll go with it. And then, of course, we used Mammoth Soaps, Almond Leather. I wish I would have got this from Mammoth Soaps. I really think it's cool. They do the $1 towards every tub sold goes to end human trafficking. It's a great cause. If you are able to get one, it's a great cause. For that, of course, I didn't buy this from them, so unfortunately that didn't happen when I bought it. But it's hard to get your hands on. You got to kind of get it when it becomes available. Anyway, I think that's about it. I don't really have any news from the shop this video, so I guess we'll just end it here. If you have any suggestions for me, any thoughts, comments, questions, put them in the video down below. I've been meaning to make a video about gluing coins in, because I had 2 experiences this winter where people had the brushes sitting in a cold mailbox and the coins fell out. So that's apparently a problem. Again, feel like I'm talking about that darn Rob a lot in this video, but Rob Moffat gave me a tip on that, so I'm going to try that out and try to get this problem fixed. If you have one of my brushes and the coin does fall out, I will be uploading a video soon of how to remedy that. So stay tuned. I mean, you can use 2-part epoxy. Just put a teeny little dab on there and put it in. That'll do it. As long as you don't store it in your freezer, it should be fine. But hopefully, I'll be able to fix it so it doesn't matter if it's sitting in the cold in the mailbox. They'll stay in there. So anyway, thank you for tuning into this episode of Craving Shaving, and hope you have a wonderful day.